Hello everyone, my name is Patrick and today we are going to be playing some League of Legends. This is going to be different than my other League of Legends video though, so quick disclaimer, if you are a veteran of League and you know what you're doing, you probably don't need to watch this video. This video is going to be for people who are new, so if you are new to this game and you have some questions about some basics and really how you should play in your lane, then this is going to be perfect for you. I'll touch a little bit on jungling in this video just to give you a quick sense of what the jungle is like, but I'm not going to go too in-depth in that. That's going to be saved for a later video. So, in League of Legends, most positions are going to be in the lane. You're going to have the top lane, the mid lane, and the bottom lane. Bottom lane is always going to be an ADC, someone who deals the most damage, and a support. Generally, Lee Sin is not a support, but this is a bot match, so it doesn't really matter. And in lane, I just wasted my flash like an idiot. Don't do that. Actually, that brings me to a good point. You're going to get a lot of pranks on this game, and the main one people are going to tell you is press D to dance if they think you're new at the game. That's not going to make you dance. That's going to make you waste your flash like I just did. Now, when you are laning, the most important thing, I cannot stress to you enough how important it is that you focus on getting CS. Now, if you don't know what CS stands for, it stands for creep score. And what that means is how many minions you are killing. Now, some people, when they're new to the game, their idea of killing minions is to press on a minion like this and do exactly what I'm doing, which is attack the minion over and over and over again. And that is a very bad idea, for many reasons. One of the reasons is that it is going to push your lane, which you do not want. In mid lane, pushing your lane is not the worst thing in the world, but it's still not preferable. Because when you're pushing the lane, you're farther up than you need to be. And if you're farther up, then it's going to be easier for the enemy team, for the enemy's jungler to gank you. If you do not know what ganking means, that basically means that they're coming over and invading into your lane to try to get an easy kill. And if you've been noticing, I've been missing a lot of CS. And maybe some of you all know why that is. And if you don't, I will explain it to you. What I'm doing here is I'm picking the wrong opportunity to attack the minion. I'm moving around and it's low on health, but it's not quite there yet. And so I am waiting too long to attack, and therefore missing valuable gold that you get from CS. What you need to do with any champion, every time you pick up a new champion, do this. Test them out in a bot match. Please. Every champion's damage ratio is going to be different. So you're not going to have the exact same timing for every single champion in order to get CS. Now, I'm going to stop purposefully missing all of the CS so I can start showing you all the proper way to farm it. And hopefully I don't choke and I actually do that correctly, but since I am under pressure, I might mess up. And if I do mess up, you know, I'm human, and that happens. So right here, I'm waiting for my minions to attack them and getting these guys very low on health. And I'm waiting until the last second before I ever attack those minions. Now, the mistake I made with that minion right there was I was not paying attention to the fact that 4 of my minions were attacking the same one. And so I kept waiting and waiting, and then all of a sudden, 4 attacks hit at once, and what looked like a half-health minion was easily killed by my minions because I was not paying attention. If I could say minions any more time in this video, then I would do that, but I think I'm just about all out of how many times I can say the word minion in one day. And sadly I am choking like I thought I would, and I am missing CS like crazy right now. But that goes to show that no matter how much of a veteran at this game you are, you're still going to mess up and miss CS, and that's okay. The best thing you can do when you start doing that is not to freak out and worry and call yourself an idiot in your head. You just need to focus a little bit harder and just realize the mistakes you're making. What are you doing? Are you waiting too long to attack? Are you attacking too early? All of these can be reasons that you're missing valuable CS. And it appears that I'm attempting to reconnect, which is never good.
An enemy
Sorry about that. And so those are things you need to watch for. And it's the kind of thing that just takes practice. You just need to keep practicing it over and over and over again. I'm ranked and I still do not get the 80% of the CS I'd like to every single game. Now obviously 80% is not really what you want. You'd like more CS than that. But that's the goal I'm currently working on for myself right now. So one very good way to practice getting CS is to, and this is going to sound very boring because it is, but if you're adamant about getting better at the game, this is a good way to do it. Go into a custom game, have yourself be the only person in that custom game, and then just practice over and over and over again. Just try to figure out best times to attack for CS, the worst times to attack for CS, getting used to the different champions you're trying out, learning what their attack damage is starting out, learning how it increases so you know how much damage you can deal to someone. Because waiting too long to attack minions is going to make you miss just as much CS as attacking too early is. Now, there's more things to worry about in lane than just getting CS. You have to worry about poking the enemy. You have to worry about when they're poking you. And poking is a good thing to do to the enemy, and a thing you need to avoid when the enemy's trying to do it to you, because it goes right back to what we were talking about before, CS. If you're getting harassed and poked and you're constantly having to recall in order to get your health and your mana back, well then you're going to be missing valuable minion kills that your enemy is getting. But you don't need to focus on CS, you don't need to focus on poking and harassing constantly. Because if you're always trying to make the enemy recall, then you're going to be missing out on just as much CS as they are, which is in the end going to make you do worse. Now, there's another important thing to do in laning that maybe none of you have noticed that I haven't done this entire time. What is it? It is warding. Look at my minimap right now. Do you see any vision in the jungle whatsoever? No, you do not, because no one on our team is warding right now. And that is a crucial component of this game. If you like watching pro games, you will never in your life see a pro game where the minimap for at least one team is not completely exposed almost. And that's because vision saves your life. Vision makes everything easier for you. If you have vision over the map, then you know when someone's coming to gank you. You know when the enemy is recalling, so you know when it's a good time to push your lane. You'll know when exactly you should try to gank someone else, because you'll know that, oh look, they're overextended, or, oh wow, the enemy jungler is coming into our lane right now. I should go up there and try to catch their jungler off guard and maybe get a kill out of it. So this is why vision is very important. Now, everyone buys, well at least you should, buy a trinket when you first get into the store for the first time. And for most people this is going to be fine, especially if you're just starting out. It's really the best way to do it if you're bad at warding right now is to not worry about buying wards. Buy that initial trinket and make sure you're watching it. Every time that trinket comes off cooldown, you need to lay it somewhere. I don't care where you are. But that's how you're going to get better at knowing when and when not to ward, and where you should ward, and how warding is going to help you, is by looking at your minimap, and looking at that cooldown, and knowing, well, we have a lot of vision in their jungle, but we don't have a lot of vision in our own jungle. Now you might be wondering, that's silly, why would I need to see my vision in my own jungle? It's my jungle after all, I should know what's in there. Well, you're right, you should know what's in there. Which is why, if you don't have vision of it, it's silly, because you don't know what's in there, and you don't know what's coming for you. That's a very useful technique for a lot of people, is that you approach for ganks through the enemy's jungle, because 9 times out of 10, in unranked matches, before you get to level 30, the enemy team is not going to be warding their own jungle, because they're not going to expect a gank from that area. And they're going to get killed because of it. And they're going to pay the price by having a fed enemy team. Now, another important thing to worry about when you are laning is this. Do not feed. Now I know, believe me, I know, I used to be horrible at this game. Not feeding is a lot easier said than done. That is true. But it is important that you realize the mistakes you're making. If you start feeding in a match, that's okay. It doesn't mean you have to keep feeding. A lot of people feel like, especially if they're in mid or top lane, where they're just against one opponent, they think, oh, well, I already fed him, so the game's over, we're gonna lose. Now he's just gonna keep killing me, and the game is over. That doesn't have to be true. All you have to do to fix this problem is stop extending. You're gonna miss out on CS, which I know I've stressed how important it is, but feeding the enemy team, not feeding the enemy team, sorry, is a lot more important than getting CS is, because a fed enemy is going to do a lot more good for their team than... Sorry, I got a little bit carried away with killing Annie there. Then your individual CS is going to help your team, yeah. Now we're going to get on to another type of wards, which is pink wards, or vision wards. These are wards that are not stealth, like your original trinket. You'll see, I'll put this one right here. I'll try to put it here, and then I'll attempt to reconnect today. Alright, and it's like that, and now it's shaded. That means the enemy cannot see it, unless they have a scrying orb, a something lens, I can't believe I just forgot the name of it, or unless they put a pink ward next to it. If the enemy were to place a pink ward in this bush, then they would have my stealth ward exposed, and they would be able to attack it. So one way you can use pink wards is by placing them in areas like this bush right here. And that goes for both sides of the map. There's usually going to be a defensive stealth ward in that area. So you could put a pink ward for your team there, expose that stealth ward, and then wait. Because what's going to happen? The team's going to know you have a vision ward there, and they're going to go try to attack it. And then you can set that as an opportunity for yourself to go kill the enemy while they're trying to take out your stealth ward. Your vision ward. Now, I know I'm sending a lot of information at you all right now. It might be a little bit hard to keep up with, which is understandable. And I don't expect you all to take all of this into account every time you play the game for the rest of eternity and do a perfectly fine job forever, just because you watched this one video. So I'm going to have more tutorial videos up, and I'm going to keep putting them up so that you all can see different ways to improve your game. And in a lot of these videos, I might touch up on the same subjects. I'll talk about the importance of CS, and soon I'll be making a more in-depth laning video where I am top lane or mid lane, and it is not a bot match, it is an actual match, so that you all can see the pros and cons of doing different things and why you don't want to push up your lane, and all of these lovely things that can cause people to lose the games in League of Legends over and over and over. Wow, that was beautiful, Katarina. You are so fed right now. So that is pretty much the basics of what I wanted to cover in this video. I'm going to keep recording it just so you all can see the entirety of this video. But since my team is obviously going to win without any help from me, because they are just doing incredible, I'm going to go back to the store, buy some very quick boots, and run around the map showing you all some different key points to look at. I'm going to show you all some different places to ward, and different places you need to worry about the enemy having warded. One location I'm going to talk about right away is Dragon. Now, a lot of people believe that Dragon is the end-all to every single game. You will not win a game unless you get Dragon. And this can be true, but it doesn't have to be true. Yes, if the enemy already has 3 or 4 dragons, you should worry about Dragon a little bit more, because you need to make sure that they do not get that 5th dragon. When you get the 5th dragon, you get something called Double and Burn, and that raises all of the boosts from every other dragon boost. So it's gonna make everything about it stronger. All of your boosts, so it, I think, yeah, it doubles it because it's double and burn. Duh. And it's also, I'm not gonna be able to kill this dragon. Lux is not meant for dragon hunting, if you couldn't tell right there. And so that's an opportunity where you really want to focus on getting dragon. But let's say that your team already has 3 dragons, alright? And you all are not gonna die from the dragon because you're not noobs. Okay. And you all have an open inhibitor, and you've just gotten a team fight. So all 5 of the enemy's teammates are dead. You all just scored an ace, and now dragon is up, and you have an open inhibitor. That's a situation where you don't go for dragon. It's not worth it. An inhibitor is much better to get than a dragon is. And there are, you know, circumstances change. If, for example, if you're going to be your 5th dragon, and you're going to get double and burn, then yeah, you should probably focus on getting that 5th dragon. But if it's going to be your 2nd or 3rd dragon, take the inhibitor over a dragon every single time, because it's going to benefit you a lot more. Now, other important things to look at are, and this camp is not up right now, but this is red buff for if you're on the purple side. And red buff is going to help you by giving you, I think it's health regeneration, and there's another thing that I should be able... Oh yeah, it deals damage to the people around you that are attacking you, like enemies. And there's one on both sides of the map for both teams. And this is the type of thing where late game, the reason I was going to it was to capture it. Sorry. If you go to the enemy side of the map, wow, that was very, very close. Okay, I'm going to recall. And you have killed a few of the enemies, then go get red buff. It's better for your team to have it than their team. However, you do not want to get red buff if perhaps your ADC is still alive. Your ADC needs red buff more than you do. Sometimes he, needs that health regen a lot more because they're a squishier champion. They need that boost to damage because they're the ADC, and you need them to be as strong as possible. Blue buffs. I cannot tell you how many times I have seen a Tryndamere go and get blue buff. Tryndamere doesn't have mana. Tryndamere can't use blue buff. I mean, he still gets it, but it doesn't help him at all. So if you're a Tryndamere, or you're a Garen, or any of those people, or a Lee Sin, for the love of God, do not get blue buff. It's frustrating for people on your team, because it's annoying, and it doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Because, you know, if you can't benefit from it, then why would you ever get it? I'm trying to just end this as quickly as possible right now, just because not a whole lot else for me to talk about in this video. It looks, yeah, we're about to win right now, so I hope this video has helped you all in some way. I know it's very unfocused, but that's kind of the goal of this. I'm not trying to do a very step-by-step thing. I want me to have things happen, and then I explain to you why they happened, why I did certain things I did, and how it helped my team. Like always, thank you very much for watching. I hope this video helped, and I hope you enjoyed it. If it didn't help you, and you didn't benefit from it, go ahead and tell me in the comments what I could do differently next time, so that I can help you become the best League of Legends player you possibly can be. If you liked the video, please hit the like button. It really helps me out a lot. And if you like all of my videos, go ahead and hit the subscribe button so that you can see all of my content that I release. As always, thank you for watching, and I hope you all enjoyed. Goodbye.